Well, not everything I want to do, because then there's some money involved. But time. So when people talk about time, they usually talk about, 24/7, all that sort of stuff. But really, it's not 24/7. It's 168. You have 168 precious 1-hour blocks this week. That's it. 168. But not that's it. That's a lot of time. So if you find you don't have a lot of time, then how are you using those 168 precious hours that you've been given? And it's a gift you get every week. There's another gift. There's another gift. How are you using your 168 hours? So when we declutter the obstacles, we're going to declutter it in our time as well. Here's a good question. Who here is still volunteering for something that they started volunteering with for their children when their children lived at home? Or their children are no longer in the activities? I saw one hand go up. Right. Okay. Oh, there's more than one. Okay. Yes. So the question is, why are you still there? You were there for your children. Are you there out of guilt? A sense of obligation? Because there's all kinds of stuff attached to our time. And other people think they own your time. And guess what they're called? They're the time hijackers. Anybody here know a time hijacker? Hi, I think I'm going to come in your office. Oh, you look like you're doing nothing. I think I'll just stand around here for a while and chit-chat. Yeah? You know a few of those people? Okay. And you have friends that call. Oh, we all have friends who call, and we talk about the same thing over and over and over. And we rehash the same problem over and over and over. I've done it. I've done it more than once. And now I think, okay, am I being a time hijacker? Does that person want to hear me rehash the story again? You have 168 valuable, precious. If it was $1 million, would you give it away that easily to a friend who whines all the time? Would you give it away to the coworker who never respects your time? No and no. No and no, right. Think of it as $1 million. It is a commodity that you can't get back. You can buy other people's time to do housework, and to do other things. It's delegating. You're buying their time. But once you give your time away, you can't get it back. So in your world, think about who you're giving your time to. Like, is this a pretty new look on time for people? Like, I see a lot of, ahas. The skipper and I, we had no concept of time when we were first together. We were called the Tarky Twins. We were late for everything. Everything. Like if we had to be somewhere at 10, we left at 10. You don't leave at 10, you get somewhere at 10. You leave at 1:45, 22, 9:30. But we didn't care. We didn't have any kids, whatever. Whatever, show up late for work. They don't care. I'll just stay a few minutes later at the end. But it becomes a problem. Because you're out of sync with your time. So, after getting 6 clocks for a wedding guest, I'm laughing, he knows. Anyways, it was obvious that we had an issue with time. And not that we had an issue with time, but the people that were around us had an issue with us abusing their time. So I started looking at time really from a different angle. So now you can't leave at 10 for a 10 o'clock appointment. Really, you can't. Unless you're time warping in Star Trek, and that's a whole other thing. But you need to be in alignment with your time. If it takes 2 hours to clean your house, then you book a 2-hour time slot. Don't start doing it 15 minutes before you have to get the kids ready to go to an activity. It doesn't work. And then you're always going, what's wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. You have a poor relationship with time. And time is what it is. It's a minute. It's a minute. It's a minute. It's a minute. And it just keeps going. You can't manipulate it, sorry. I know, Dawn is over there laughing. She's like, I try. You can't manipulate time. You can't fool it. You can't fool it into thinking you can get there in 8 minutes when it really takes 15 every time. Why do you think that? How many of you know people that are time-starved and energy-deprived? I know all kinds of people. You see them in the grocery store and they got the blank stare. Right? Right? Because they're thinking about the next 15 things they have to do. They are not fully present. You're laughing your head off because you know that person. Okay. But you see them everywhere. Are you that person who's walking around in a total fog, not seeing what's going on around you? It's about being aware. So look at that 168 hours. And if anybody wants, I can send them a copy of this little grid. If you can't find one, you can drop off a card or grab a card and email me and I'll send it to you. So when I started looking at my time every week as a block of 168 hours, things changed. You need to sleep. For the people here who aren't getting enough sleep, lack of sleep is right up there with being drunk. You don't drive well. You don't function well. Your work suffers. Your relationships suffer. You need to get proper sleep. And if you need 8 hours of sleep a night, who are you kidding if you're going to bed at midnight getting up at 6 every day? What do you need? I only need 5-6 hours a night, and I'm good. But I need a nap in the afternoon now. I figured that out. Jamie said, oh, look, she's having a nap again. But a 20-minute nap just after lunch, and I'm like a new woman. So I don't need all the sleep at night. Is that like an older person? My dad does that a lot. Oh no! But think about, what do I need? Get the proper sleep and then put your time in for your work. Hey, what am I doing at work? How are you using your employer's work time? The 8 hours that you're there every day. Are you giving them 8 hours or are you giving them, most likely over 4.5 and the rest are on social media? Because there's a time waster. You get in that rabbit hole and it's hard to get out. Right? So for those of us that are in business, it's important to be there. But it's, when am I doing it? Which 30-minute time block? Because sometimes I break the hours into 30-minute spaces. So then the question is, if I was to remove one thing from my time, my 168 hours in the next week, how would that change my life? And how would that change the people around me? What kind of support and mentorship and light would I be for them if I was fully present and using my time valuably? Okay, here's the